Kwon Alexander, the New York Jets, reunion in 2023. Let's go! Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Hey everybody, my name is Paul Leston Jr., aka Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Make sure you like the video, hit subscribe down below for more insightful New York Jets content, including today, the New York Jets, Kwon Alexander. Could they be reunited? Could they be coming back together? There's been some hints, there's been some nuggets, and let's get right into it. Kwon Alexander recently tweeted out Instagrammed out a highlight video, a hype workout of, hey, I'm still ready, I'm still available in free agency, but there's a couple of nuggets that we're honing in on. Number one, he was wearing green cleats in this Instagram video. Number two, there was an original track underneath the workout video with Jet references in it. Interesting. And then the most obvious sign was he was wearing a Joe Namath NYJ t-shirt. I don't know if I'm Inspector Clouseau. I'm not sure what's happening here, but it sure seems like he's saying, hey, New York Jets, I'm still available. Here's part of the clip. You can see it on my Twitter account. He's working out. He's still got the red hair. It looks fantastic. And look at him. He still looks agile and ready, and he's exploding out of these stances. I mean, he looks fantastic. He's in great shape. And you want to know something? Let's go over. We're going to do this live here. Let's go to Kwon's Twitter account and see the latest activity. Oh, wait a second. Is that a retweet on Boy Green on the video speculating about his speculation about whether or not he wants to come to the New York Jets? That sure looks like a retweet from Kwon Alexander. What could Kwon be possibly saying about all of this? Let's scroll down a little bit more. Wait a second. He retweeted another clip from Boy Green. I appreciate the support, Kwon Alexander at Boygreen25 on Twitter. But another hint when he released his new song that featured the Jets chatter references, and he does the take flight celebration, the players sticking out the arms and taking flight, quite frankly. He retweeted that one as well. It sure seems like Kwon is making it as obvious as possible that he wants to return to the New York Jets. And by the way, the feeling should be friggin' mutual, baby. The Jets have two starters at linebacker that you feel great about. CJ Mosley coming off an awesome year, all-pro year. This guy was a superstar last year, and a lot of Jet fans wanted to get rid of him. So CJ Mosley back. You feel great about Mosley. Quincy Williams, he just re-signed this offseason, 3-year deal for $18 million. You feel great. He's young, explosive, and I think he has a lot of untapped potential, and he looked really great last year. There's that natural progression you're seeing there, but I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be blunt. Beyond those top two linebackers, there's a lot of questionable. There's a lot of unknown, quite frankly, a lot of mystery doors of Chaz Surratt, Hamza Nasruddin, Jamian Sherwood, Zaire Barnes. Who even are these people? I could have thrown a few made-up Madden names in there for all I know. So the Jets need Kwon Alexander. And by the way, how expensive could Kwon Alexander possibly be? I mean, he's still available here, and it's June. It's June, man. And he signed a $1.12 million deal and change to join the Jets last year. It was super late in the process, late in July, early August, when it became official. And he came in and he appeared in the entire regular season of games. He appeared in 17 games last year. That's the first time he's been able to do that since 2016. This is a guy that could be an absolute steal. Joe Douglas has done these steals before. Kwon Alexander last year, Morgan Moses, where he's added players late in the process and they've ended up playing key roles. Now, The Jets had a ton of injuries last year, but it mostly came on the offensive line. The defense was pretty healthy throughout the entire season. Now, Lady Luck normally flips those kind of things around, and eventually the New York Jets may get a handful of injuries on the defensive side of the ball. And if they do, Joe Douglas's job as the GM of the gosh darn New York Jets is to hope for the best, but expect the worst. And if you do those two things, you're going to be prepared for any scenario. If CJ Mosley or Quincy Williams goes down, the Jets are effed. They are effed. You're relying on all kinds of unknowns at the linebacker position, the second level of this defense. The Jets were a top 5 defense last year. Top 5. But you want to know something? Okay, if the middle of that defense, the interior, the heartbeat of that defense gets injured, then the whole thing can collapse like a used lawn chair. The New York Jets need Kwon Alexander. And because he's coming off this career year with the New York Jets, give him a raise, okay? Give him a raise. It doesn't have to be crazy. Double his salary. Go to like $2.2 million or something. He gets a nice pay raise for his efforts. The Jets not only fill the third starting linebacker role in their 4-3 scheme, but also provide some necessary insurance just in case something goes wrong. The Jets are all in this year. You're all in when you get Aaron Rodgers. So you need to add as many pieces as possible and push your chips to the middle of the table. And sometimes pushing your chips to the middle of the table doesn't mean signing DeAndre Hopkins to a $100 million deal. They can go and try to chase DeAndre, hopefully for a lot less than that. But, if they want to go do that, that's something. But sometimes it's not the biggest move. It's the best move. And the best move at the time right now, besides re-signing Quinn Williams, going to make that happen, people, is bringing Kwon Alexander back to the fold. This is a guy who wants to be here. He's the emotional leader of this team. He is great on the field. He is great off the field. He revs up the other players. And Robert Saleh, at the beginning of the offseason, said he wanted to run it back with his defensive group. Well, run it back with Kwon Alexander. The fans are begging for it. Kwon has dropped multiple hints that he's interested in a reunion himself. It's all up to Joe Douglas to put the pen on paper and sign this guy and bring him back. He's an important cog to the machine. The Jets need to be prepared for all of these scenarios. You guys can read more about all the other hints Kwon Alexander has dropped in the article down below that's linked in the YouTube description, everybody. And let's make it happen. Let us know what you think. Are you guys all on board? We're bringing Kwon Alexander back. And by the way, you friggin' should be. That's how important he is to the machine. He is a straw that stirs the drink, and he's an important cog to this machine, both emotionally, physically, and spiritually as well. Thanks for tuning in for another quick video, everybody. Let's try to will this Kwon Alexander to the Jets signing to existence, and hopefully we'll make it happen. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.